40 students, 12 days, 2 countries, 1 life-changing experience.
On April 4th, 2012, 40 students were chosen from the Parry Sound High School
And went on the trip of a lifetime for the Battle of Vimy Ridge anniversary.
and this was their impact.
Ceci est l'impact.
Crazy Europe!
Interview with Mr. Lund.
So what effect do you think this trip will have on all the students, and do you think they'll come back changed in any way?
Well, I hope so. I think it's a great opportunity. I think they'll learn a lot by experiencing history firsthand. I think they will really appreciate the sacrifice that previous generations made in the wars for them by seeing it firsthand where it happened, by seeing the Vimy Monument, by being on the battlefield, by seeing the rows and rows and rows of graves. I think you can't go somewhere like that without being changed. I think anyone who goes there is going to be changed by that. In the larger sense, I also think students just experiencing a different culture, seeing some of the great monuments of Western culture, that's going to be something they'll remember for the rest of their lives. And also just the responsibility, and it's just traveling like this, it's just a first-hand experience that you learn from, and I think you mature from. And you're creating memories you're going to have for the rest of your life. You know, some people could be a long time, if ever, where you get to go back to Paris and London. So and they're spending this time with their friends as well. So they're just on many, many levels. I think they'll all come back changed.
So what do you think? Pretty amazing, eh? So, let's see what the students have to say about it.
Me specifically, at one of the smaller ceremonies at Green Park near Buckingham Palace, I got the honor to lay a wreath. It was for this big ceremony about all the soldiers, and I got to shake the High Commissioner's hand, and I actually carried the wreath with another girl named Allie, which was really exciting. Well, I know if I was just in the crowd with everybody else, with the 4,000 other kids, that'd just be yeah, you could barely hear someone talking about whatever they were talking about. But getting a front row seat and actually being a part of it, feeling all that anxiety is being in front of everybody, doing something very important. It just really puts your mind into it.
The most impacting experience I've had. But just seeing the realization on their face that this is a life-changing experience that they'll probably forever remember and treasure.
Kids were very changed and showed a lot of emotion.
it's changed my perspective because it hits home more and it makes it more real, and you realize it could be anybody that you know.
Today, we have made history, for this is the largest Canadian Student Memorial Parade and ceremony to ever have taken place.
What was the most emotional part about seeing all the graves?
I think the most emotional part was going down a row that had all the soldiers from my grandfather's regiment. It just kind of hits you hard to realize that these soldiers were like, you know, they were real, they were someone's loved ones. And to see last names that you know, it was something else.
Well, on this trip, I was privileged with bearing the torch at the ceremony, which meant me and another student got to carry the torch from the bottom of the memorial up on top of it, which meant we got to personally and representing the student body. Well, I think that being involved in the ceremony really brought my experience to a whole nother level, in that I got to connect that much more with what was happening, and it touched me that much deeper, really.
Well, that's it. These students went on the trip of a lifetime, and they all came back with a new perspective, and overall just changed. With the opportunity to represent Canada on such a journey, who wouldn't be affected? This was a school experience that these kids will always remember.